lecture. Today's topic is wholesale cuts of carcasses, and this is very important for the understanding of carcass grading and evaluation, which I have already uploaded. So this lecture is very much connected to that. In this lecture we are going to discuss about the importance and purpose of wholesale cuts, the principles and thumb rules, and we will discuss the procedure for wholesale cuts for different species like beef, sheep and goat, pig and poultry. Meat cutting. Meat cutting refers to the skill of separation of carcasses to facilitate meat trade, the consumer's preference, and for convenient handling by traders. This is a specialized work which requires expert butchery, a fair knowledge of carcass conformation and anatomy, along with experience. Different cutting methods followed in different countries, but the British, American and French methods are commonly followed. Generally, the meat cutting should be done in a separate room connected to the slaughter hall or cold storage. So, the meat cutting is an important operation in the meat trade for cutting the carcass into smaller parts for convenience of trading, handling and marketing. It should be done by trained butchers. There are different methods, and there should be a proper meat cutting room, which I have mentioned while talking about the design of slaughterhouse, and certain details requirement for the meat cutting room we are going to discuss later. Wholesale cuts of carcasses. Wholesale cuts are the larger cuts of meat or carcass that are shipped to meat stores and meat markets. Wholesale cuts are also called primal cuts, and the process of cutting also called as fabrication of carcasses. Primal cuts are further divided to subprimal cuts and then into retail cuts. So the retail cuts are the family sized or single serving cuts that are purchased at the store. Principles of carcass cutting. The carcass should be chilled before taking up the cutting, because after chilling the carcass will have a setting, some kind of firmness will be there due to solidification of fat and setting of muscles. So that is why we have already discussed, after every procedure of slaughter the carcass will be sent to chilling room. Now from the chilling room it comes to the meat cutting room for the actual cuts. Meat cutting room should be maintained at about 15 degrees Celsius with relative humidity of 80%. Generally in standard textbook recommends about 10 degrees Celsius and below, but at least 15 degrees Celsius is ideal because it will avoid the discomfort of the workers. All machineries and appliances be made of stainless steel and easy to clean. This is from hygienic point of view. The machineries should be stainless steel so that there will be no other risk of transmitting any metals or paints, etc. Cutting should be done by trained butcher to maintain uniformity, which I have already told earlier. The standard procedure should be followed step by step as per specification. So there are certain standard procedure for each species which we are going to see later. The thumb rules for wholesale cutting. The more valuable parts are separated from the less valuable parts. So this is one of the rational approach to get the more valuable parts and more prime quality so that it can be sold in a prime price. The muscle portion should be cut with a sharp knife. Wherever we are going to cut only muscular part should be cut with sharp knife. Bones should be cut using bone cutter or chopper knife. Wherever possible, the separation is done by disjointing with minimum force. So we are going to see it later. Much of the standard procedure for cutting the carcass is done by cutting through the joints, which is more easy and convenient. The meat cutting room should be connected to slaughter hall and cold storage. As I have told earlier, the meat cutting room should be located in such a way there should be rail connection. Whenever required, the carcass can be brought from the cold storage or sometime if required from the slaughter hall. The operation should be synchronized with the slaughter operation. That is, daily how many animals we are slaughtering, that only will go to the chilling room, and from chilling room later it will come to the meat cutting room. So there has to be a perfect harmony in the number of operations or animals. Wholesale cuts of beef. Now we will discuss about the procedure for making the wholesale cuts in beef. And first I will explain with this text and later I will explain with the diagrams. As you know, at the time of slaughter, I have mentioned that after the slaughter everything is over, the carcass will be splitted into two halves and washed, and it will go to the chilling room. Now each side is further halved by cutting between 12th and 13th rib to obtain fore and hind quarters. The forequarter is separated between 5th and 6th rib, and lower third of each part is further separated with a parallel cut. Thus, two upper cuts, chuck and rib, and two lower cuts, brisket and short plate, are obtained. The hindquarter is cut just anterior to the pelvic bone, parallel to the ribs, to separate the leg portion, that is called round, and the remaining portion is called loin. The loin is further divided into two by cutting between lumbosacral joint to obtain short loin and sirloin. The lower portion muscle in loin area is separated and called as flank. Here once again I will explain it with this diagram. Actually this topic is difficult to explain theoretically. These are mostly to be learned through practical demo. So here you can see in this diagram the two part is made from the 12th and 13th rib, so to get the forequarter and hindquarter, and in the forequarter between 5th and 6th rib a separation is done, and then at the lower 2/3 area a transverse or parallel cut is made. So we get four cuts from the forequarter, that is at the top chuck and ribs. The chuck is very heavy, and the lower part we get two small cuts. One is foreshank and brisket. Sometimes these two are separated, sometimes they are together, and then we get a lower portion of the rib, that is short plate. Then at the hindquarter, as I said, first at the pelvic joint the thigh portion is separated, and that is called round, and the remaining whole portion again divided into two by cutting through the last lumbosacral joint, and we get short loin and sirloin, and the lower muscular part is separated first, and that is called flank. Here once again we will see the wholesale cuts of beef. There are 8 wholesale cuts: chuck, rib, short loin, sirloin, round, flank, plate and shank. Out of these 4 are the major cuts. When we take the loin as together, the 4 major cuts on a beef carcass are the round, loin, rib and chuck. These 4 together accounts about 75% of the carcass weight, and these 4 together account about 90% of the carcass value. Here once again we can see the different cuts of the beef carcass with their percentage on weight basis. The heaviest cut is the chuck, making about 28%. Next is the leg, which is given here as hip, that is 25%, and then other cuts like rib 12%, loin together it is 16%, short loin and sirloin. Then there is flank and plate, brisket. Sometimes it is together, brisket with shank, it is about 8%. Earlier we have seen the beef carcass cutting as per USDA. Now we will see the buffalo carcass cutting as per BIS, as per the Indian standard. We don't have the standard for beef carcass cutting. So here we can see it is almost similar. There is same the 4/4 cutting between 12th and 13th rib in each hub, and 4/4 will have the cuts like shank, brisket, chuck, rib and plate, or sometimes it is short plate. And in the hind quarter almost similar, we will have the round, that is the thigh with the leg portion, then the bottom muscular portion flank, and the loin two part, that is sirloin and short loin, and sometimes they have mentioned rump, that is not actually important here. And at the table we can see the proportion of different parts. The 4/4 makes about 51% and hind quarter actually it is 49%, wrongly given 4.0. Then the major cuts like chuck in case of buffalo carcass 26%, round 19%. These are the two major. Then the loin, it is separated, sirloin 9% and short loin 8%, together it is 17%, and the other cuts percentage is also given. Now we will discuss about the wholesale cuts of sheep and goat, or in USDA it is more commonly called as lamb. We will see the both procedure for USDA and the BIS. There are 7 wholesale cuts from lamb carcass as per BIS or USDA system. They are neck. In case of BIS it is neck, whereas in case of USDA it is neck with shoulder. Neck is not separated. Then breast with shank in case of BIS, whereas in USDA it is separated as breast and shank. Then there is hotel rack, loin, flank and leg. These are the cuts. In BIS system, the neck is separated at the last cervical vertebra where it is attached to the shoulder. However, in USDA, neck is not separated. In both the system, the carcass is splitted by cutting between last two ribs, that is the 12th and 13th rib, to obtain the fore saddle and hind saddle. So here there is no halving in case of sheep and goat. So whole carcass is separated into two halves by cutting through the 12th and 13th rib, and we call it fore saddle and hind saddle. So now we will see the lamb cuts procedure. It is to some extent similar like the beef carcass cutting as I explained earlier. First is the two halves made by cutting through the 12th and 13th rib. Same is the case in case of beef. Now the fore saddle is cut forward from the middle of the last rib, reaching to just above the elbow joint. The lower part is called breast with shank. It is together in case of BIS, whereas in USDA the shank is separated from the breast. So two different cuts are coming. Now the upper part is separated between 5th and 6th thoracic vertebra, and the first portion is called shoulder and the back portion is called the hotel rack. In hind saddle is cut in front of hip bone between the last two lumbar vertebrae, and the first portion is called loin, from which the thin abdominal part is separated as flank, and the back portion is called the leg. We are going to explain it again with the picture. So here we are seeing the picture for wholesale cuts of sheep and goat carcass as per BIS. So once again I want to repeat, that is the whole carcass is divided into fore saddle and hind saddle by cutting through the 12th and 13th rib. Now the fore saddle is having a parallel cut at the just above the elbow joint, and the lower portion is called fore shank with breast as together, and the upper part is separated. First neck is separated and then between 5th and 6th rib, so we can get the rack and the shoulder and the neck. Then the hind saddle is separated at the pelvic region, just anterior to the pelvic region, and we get the major leg portion, and below part muscles are separated to get the flank portion, and the upper part is the loin part. Here once again we can see the cuts as per the USDA. The shoulder with neck, breast and foreshank, rack, loin and leg. Now we will discuss about the wholesale cuts of pork, mostly as per USDA, and later we will see the BIS cuts. There are 6 wholesale cuts from pork carcass. They are jowl, picnic shoulder, Boston butt, loin, belly and ham. 4 limbs are removed 1 inch above knee joint, and hind limbs are removed at the lower edge of hock joint. Each half, in case of pork carcass, there is a hubbing during the slaughter itself and when it is going for chilling. Now each half is divided into 6 cuts as follows. Each half is divided between second and third rib as anterior and posterior half. So this is totally different than beef carcass or sheep and goat carcass. So here the 2 halves are made at between the second and third rib to get the anterior and posterior half. The anterior half, also called rough shoulder, is further divided into 3 parts, which we are going to see next. Now in continuation to earlier one, that is the wholesale cuts procedure for pork, it is quite simple than other carcasses. From anterior half, uneven part of neck is separated and called as jowl, and then the remaining part, the upper 2/3 separated with a transverse cut, and the upper part is called Boston butt, and the lower part is called as picnic shoulder. From the posterior half, the leg portion is separated between second and third sacral vertebra, and this whole thigh with leg is called as ham. The cut should be at a right angle to the line of the plane of the leg. The remaining portion in the posterior half is separated by a mid-parallel cut. The upper portion is called loin and the lower portion is belly, which is processed to bacon. So here once again I am going to explain the wholesale cuts of pork as per USDA. The carcass will be splitted into 2 halves before chilling. Now each half, first it will be separated into 2, the anterior portion and posterior portion, by cutting between second and third rib. Now the anterior portion, the neck portion will be separated and called jowl, and the remaining part is separated at somewhat at the lower third and upper 2/3. The upper part is called Boston butt, and lower part as a part of shoulder along with leg is called picnic shoulder. Now the posterior part, first the thigh with leg portion is separated by cutting between last 2 sacral vertebra, and that portion is called as ham, and the remaining portion is the largest portion, that is just cut transverse line almost at the middle, and the upper portion is called loin and the lower portion is called belly or bacon. So here once again we can see very clear picture of major 5 cuts, and the another one is jowl, which is very insignificant. Out of these 5, the side or belly, you will have very less muscle and more of fat. That's why the other 4 are the major muscular portion, or called as 4 lean cuts, that is the picnic shoulder, Boston butt, loin and ham. So when I was discussing about the carcass grading, there I have mentioned about these 4 lean cuts, weight of these 4 lean cuts and their percent. Based on that only carcass grading and classification is done. Here we will see the wholesale cuts of pig carcass as per BIS. Actually, it is almost everything is same as USDA. So the front portion with the leg with the neck is called jowl, and the major cut is between second and third rib, and this portion is again cut at the upper part as the Boston butt and lower part as the picnic shoulder, and then the leg portion same as ham, and the major portion is divided into two halves by cutting through the midline, that is upper one is loin and lower one is the bacon. It's almost similar. Here we can see the percentage of each cuts, that is the major portion is like loin is about 18%, then bacon 17%, and ham is a big portion, that is 21%, and then picnic shoulder about 8 to 9%. Now we will discuss about the wholesale cuts of poultry. More specifically, it is for chicken, because in India now the chicken is one of the most popular and most preferred meat, and contributing about 50% of the total meat produced in India. So mostly in case of chicken, it is done by disjointing. The separation is done by separating at joints mostly. The first is the neck is separated at the last cervical vertebra. Sometimes it is separated at the end also. Next, two wings are separated at shoulder joint. So with a sharp knife, we have to cut little bit deep inside the wing so that we can remove it with the joint along with the bone for the wing. Then two legs are separated at the pelvic joint, that is the head of the femur we should separate from the pelvic joint, along with the major thigh muscle should be coming with the legs. That is how we will get two wings and two legs. Then finally an angular cut is made through the ribs to reach the shoulder joint and separate the scapula and clavicle, thus getting the breast and back. So the whole portion we can cut a angle to reach this joint at the shoulder, and there we can separate the scapula and clavicle. Then the breast and back will be separated. Sometimes the leg is separated to two parts, but sometimes it is remaining together. So when we separate, then it is cut through the knee joint and we can get the thigh portion and drumstick. So cutting through the joint only it is suitable and easy. And similarly in case of wing, the first part of wing is separated at elbow joint by cutting through the joint with a sharp knife, and we get the first portion as drummet, which is very popular, and the last tip portion is removed. This is the cuts of chicken carcasses as per USDA. As I have explained, there will be two wings, two legs, then breast and back and the neck. Mostly all are separated through the joints except a cut through the ribs, mostly the soft part of the ribs, and the similar cuts almost in case of BIS, which we are going to see next. Here we can see the wholesale cuts of chicken as per BIS. It is almost the same as I have explained. The wings are separated at the joint, little deep inside the body. Then two legs are separated. Sometimes legs can be cut into two like thigh and drumstick. Wings also can be cut into two. And then the whole portion is separated through the ribs, making the breast and the back, and neck is separated. Here we can see the proportion of different cuts. That is, major is the breast 22 to 30%, and then legs, two legs together 25 to 35%, and the back about 15 to 20%, wings 12 to 15%. Now we are at the end of today's lecture. We have discussed about the wholesale cuts of different carcasses. This is very much connected for carcass grading and evaluation to understand. First we should understand these wholesale cuts, because some of the cuts are taken as the criteria or percent for making the grading. So we have discussed what is the meat cutting and what is the principles, what is the thumb rules, what are the requirements, and then we have discussed the procedure for beef carcass, sheep and goat carcass, the pig carcass and poultry carcass to make their cuts as per the standard procedure. First we have discussed about the USDA and sometime we have discussed with the as per BIS standard. Thank you. Please you can go through the lecture notes. Hope it is very useful for UG students and definitely it will be very useful for postgraduate students of mid science also.